Video is rolling, and here we go in 3, 2, 1.
Just drop that ass, bitch. It's open micers in the house. Pop that pussy with that open micers logo in your mouth. Jason with his bald ass head. Jacob looking in bed. It's open micers, bitch. Heard what I said. Drop that ass. Open micers in the house. Drop that ass, pop that pussy. Open micers in the house. Open micers in the house. Open micers is a mouse. Drop that ass, pop that pussy. Open micers in the house. The mic is now open.
That's right. The mic is now open. My name is Jason Robbins.
I'm Jacob Craig. And look, if you heard that theme song and thought New Shropshire Collective just dropped, you're disappointed. It's not our guest's band tonight. But we are joined by two recurring guests that you guys might not even know about unless you've been listening to this podcast since April of 2021. Because these guys were both episode 50 and episode 56, respectively, of the Open Micers podcast. And now they are returning again together. It is the two Mobile comedy legends, Zeke Buckhaults and Carson Taylor. How you guys doing tonight?
Woo! Fantastic. How are y'all doing?
What an intro.
Yeah.
You get to listen to that at least once a week, though, huh? That theme song? That's pretty fucking awesome.
Get to or have to?
You get to. Okay, all right. Well, for me, get to. I was jamming.
In comedy and Mobile now, we're like the used car dealership that everyone knows about.
Right. Like those same two white boys that still do
Thanks,
comedy.
man. I tried. I'm already bombing. This is the Open Micers podcast. So there we go.
Working out some material here.
So how is the Mobile scene going these days? It's been a hot minute since I've been over there.
I mean, mics are popping up and going away and popping up. I'll say this, I'm just kind of keeping my head down and continuing moving forward. We're working together on the Neil Rubenstein show. So we're getting some teamwork going on. I haven't got Mike Kaplan coming up on April 20th. I haven't announced it yet, but we just booked Brian Posehn at Soul Kitchen, and that'll be the first comedy show in years at Soul Kitchen. So,
whoa,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, Brian Bosehn's a pretty big name to come over there too.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got we're getting Todd Barry back. He's coming with Joe Pera, and the first time he came, I think he heard me talking shit about him because he made me come down to the Airbnb he was staying in and unclog his toilet at 1:00 in the morning. I was talking shit, so I'm surprised we got him back.
And wait, hold on. I've heard a lot of crazy stories about Todd Barry because he's apparently the most particular person to work with on the road. Yeah. You're telling me that this man called you at 1 a.m. to come to his Airbnb like you're the landlord or the owner of this Airbnb.
Well, to be fair, I was trying to save myself a little bit of money. It's the venue's Airbnb, and it took a lot of convincing to get him into it, and I wish I hadn't gotten him into it because he literally at 1:00 in the morning is like, if you don't come right now, I'm leaving. Like, I'm not doing the show tomorrow. And then the next morning, he woke me up at probably 8 o'clock in the morning again, like I'm leaving because there was I guess a smoke alarm was running out of batteries and it was beeping and he was driving him crazy. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is the same guy that demands an alarm clock to look at on stage, but where the letters are blue and not red.
Yeah.
You were the Tom Cruise to his Dustin Hoffman. It seems what it seems like. I'm bombing you.
All right, give
Super
Carson
autistic, right? Is that not Rain Man?
Yeah, but to be fair, if I was in an Airbnb and there was a smoke alarm that kept beeping because the battery was low, I'd be pretty pissed too. Because I'm not going to spend my own money on a battery for an Airbnb smoke alarm. I'd be calling
All right,
up.
Well, he could have called somebody fucking else or got a battery because he had just got me down there 7 hours before to unclog his toilet because he never learned how to unclog a toilet. And he was trying to make it. He ate fucking Mexican food before the show, so I know what did it. He's going to talk about.
That's what I was gonna say. How big was the shit that he took that he just completely clogged the toilet?
It was most. By the time I got there, it was mostly toilet paper. So I think he had just literally been since I had seen him at 9 o'clock I think he'd just been wiping his ass for 4 hours.
Hot dingleberry, am I right?
He's not a folder. He's a baller, dude.
He's a very nice man. Does he listen to the podcast? He's gonna hate it.
Yeah, no, he does not know that we exist. In other news, though, Todd Barry is canceling his show in Mobile. As soon as we make a TikTok clip out of this, it's gone.
He just got word.
Because he is a relatively small guy, I would think. I didn't think
he's very small.
He could produce a shit big enough to clog an Airbnb toilet.
Yeah, he honestly, you know what? It might be on me. I think I was late to pick him up from the airport too, maybe. So don't blame him.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't seem like the kind of guy that's going to the airport.
I was maybe like a few minutes late, and really it was because I was looking for him, and I saw like this small home corner, and I kept passing him, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And it was Todd Barry wearing like a cap.
Are you sure you didn't have your airport client installed?
Oh yeah, no, I didn't have that. I was zooming out of there, dude. I was trying to.
I'm bombing now. Someone give me the light. That's awesome, though, man. Yeah, you guys are really keeping the scene in Mobile alive now. Carson, I know that you haven't always produced shows on the Mobile scene. You're producing some shows now. Tell everyone about the shows that you're producing.
So I started Whippersnapper Comedy with Josephine Rivera. She's a comedian in Pensacola, Florida. And so we do shows at Cedar Street Social, and we team up with Zeke and Mobile's Comedy, his producer tag, and do stuff together. So it's been good, man. I did not realize how stressful it is. I definitely enjoy more just having to worry about my one set and just pacing back and forth in a green room instead of like the comedian's late and this guy's new, so I hope he doesn't bomb because he's going first. And there's a million things you have to worry about when you're producing that. It's way more stressful than just being an individual comic, I've noticed. But I enjoy it. It's still fun. It's nice to learn every aspect of the game.
Right. Zeke, what about you, man?
I was gonna say I don't let the new people go first anymore. If I've learned if I've learned one thing in my 7-8 years of producing comedy shows, it's some people suck, dude, and you want to get them on shows because they're nice.
Right.
But what about me? What about me? That's a very whoa, man.
I have a question. How much pot did you guys smoke right before?
Oh man, dude, we literally were just smoking out of a side duck bong like 10 minutes ago. I'm not gonna lie.
No, not 10 minutes ago. We ended the side duck bong smoking at like 9:32. So most of it was trying to figure out the Zoom.
See, 9:32, brother. Did you travel back in time?
Exactly.
I was thinking when you guys got on Zoom. I was thinking when you guys got on Zoom, we weren't even going to be able to see you. It was just going to be a haze of smoke.
No, I got kids who we don't smoke inside.
Okay.
Oh wait, I got my vape though. I could do that a little bit. Can people see us? I feel like you guys are lit so fucking nice, and
we're lit.
We're professional podcasters over here. That's how we do it.
Can you see the light I have right there? I could just one, but then it would be backlit.
Yeah, we see the one stream of light that you guys coming in, like you have the fridge open at 3 a.m.
It doesn't feel like that.
It's actually
we do see that.
It's noon right
I'm
now.
about to look at him and be like, damn, we're out of milk.
Where's that string cheese at I had in there?
I just had to throw out some string cheese because I forgot about it and it expired.
He just almost cracked his tooth on a banana earlier. It's wild to watch.
Bananas?
It was a bag of Reese's covered banana slices that were in the freezer, and I didn't know we had them, and I bit one. It was too cold.
Wait a minute.
I didn't know either.
Wait a minute. Reese's covered banana slices?
Yeah, they exist.
Is this a thing?
I've never seen it.
I can go buy these at the store?
Yeah. Don't get them too cold, though, dude, because that shit hurts your back teeth, man. Because you really don't have any option except for tooth for the banana to be hitting. You know what I mean? Because it's either cut it in half or I don't know if you have wide teeth. I don't know.
How wide is your teeth?
It's got those goalpost teeth.
To be fair, I cracked a tooth a couple of months ago eating a spring roll at the Chinese buffet.
Oh,
so.
damn.
Old.
Yeah.
That I'd rather say Reese's banana than spring roll for sure.
Yeah. Well, I guess because I'm getting old, I have soft teeth now, so I'm just waiting for my teeth to crumble out of my head.
When the juices popped out of the spring roll, they just dissolved your teeth like paper.
Soft teeth sounds awful.
It's a cool band name.
Yeah, that's the same thing. It'd be like a punk band, Soft Teeth. They just gnaw at you.
Yeah, Zeke, you should start a band, call it Zeke and the Soft Teeth. Sounds awesome.
That is fucking phonetically pleasing.
Everyone in the band just kind of looks like a Muppet.
Yeah.
I know, we look like Cheech and Chad.
I was just gonna say, like, your guys' lighting over there. If you're watching this on video, they kind of look like a Beatles album cover.
Oh,
right
dude,
now.
fuck
like,
yeah! The one where Ringo's real low and everybody else is even.
Yeah.
Fucking
yeah, because you guys do have that like later years Beatles look. Like Carson's over there looking. You do look a lot like oh shit, what was the guitar player's name in the Beatles?
John Lennon.
George Harrison.
George Harrison. You do have a George Harrison thing going on over there right
Thanks,
now.
man.
And then there was that redheaded drug dealer that hung around.
Zeke, you gotta have like a 70s, like you should be in like Molly Hatchet or something.
All right, dude. I'd rather be in Molly Hatchet than the Beatles because you get 50% chance you get killed in the Beatles.
Zeke looks like late Joe Cocker. It's like
hell yeah, and we were late, dude. And I'm Joe Cocker.
So Zeke, I do want to ask you about the landscape of Mobile comedy on your end of things now, because we have sadly lost the Alabama Music Box. But these places either stop doing comedy or they close down all the time. You've had to deal with that a lot in the 10 years you've been doing comedy. With the absence of the Alabama Music Box, what are you doing to bring headliners like Brian Posehn down here to Mobile still without having that home base?
Yeah, it makes it tougher because I had the calendar from Alabama Music Box, and I could just go ahead and confirm dates if it was empty. But now I have to wait on people to get me back. But also the owners of Alabama Music Box also own Merry Widow, so but they're more of a cocktail bar, and they don't want to do as many comedy shows. But also I'm kind of loyal to them a little bit because they have been around for a while. The owner David Matthews is a good friend, and but now it's just kind of people hit me up and I see if I can figure out a place to put it. Like Carson was saying earlier, we're working together on stuff at Cedar Street because he'd been booking Cedar Street, and I was like, look, man, if there's stuff that I can't, like smaller headliners that I can't put in a bigger room, or a more Merry Widow doesn't really want to do comedy that often during weekends because their weekend crowd does great. So smaller headliner. The general manager actually told me, he was like, man, we're thinking about doing or one of the owners is thinking about doing like 2-drink minimum thing. I was like, in Mobile, dude, like that would absolutely not work. Like no, even if people were gonna drink 6 drinks, they're not gonna come if it says 2-drink minimum.
Yeah,
right.
The thing that I like about getting the smaller headliners, though, is I feel like we get a lot of the people that I feel like in 3 to 5 years are going to break big. In May at Cedar Street, we have Dan Alten coming.
I love Dan Alten.
And I feel like in 5 years, Dan Alten in some way somehow is going to. So he's such a pro, and
he is, and a sweetheart.
Yeah, he's one of the nicest people ever. And he just did Good Morning Cincinnati. And that was one of the signs where it's like, all right, dude, that's definitely a step in the right direction.
That's like getting the nod from Johnny Carson. It's a Good Morning Cincinnati.
Well, when your next night is at the Salty Hog in Sneedsbury, North Carolina, you really appreciate your Good Morning Cincinnati appearances, I'm sure.
Salty Hog was Jacob's nickname in high school.
Yes, it was.
Did you get a taste yourself? That was stupid. Just edit that out if you can.
We're gonna edit this whole episode out, guys.
We'll try again in 4 years. We'll be on episode 592.
I think in 4 years I'm gonna get Good Morning Cincinnati. So I'll be on the lookout.
Man, Carson, you could just do Dan Alten's set at Cedar Street Social. You guys could just swap positions.
We dress similar, I've noticed. I am like the Middle Eastern Dan Alten. I feel like
Yeah.
not in energy. I don't have.
No.
I have. I just woke up energy on stage. Dan has. I've done it all energy on stage, whatever it is.
Carson has
Yeah.
negative Dan Alten energy.
Yeah. I'm the
Anti-Dan.
Anti-Dan.
Slytherin to his Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff, Gryffindor.
Whatever it is,
I mean,
Gryffindor. I don't watch these things. Okay, I hear these words.
he called Psyduck Duckman earlier.
I know, it was a
Duck
duck
man.
man.
Duckman, attorney at law.
Did you guys see that TV show back in the 90s? There was a TV show called Duckman.
No.
Oh man, what's that? Was it a cartoon with a green duck that talked, and it was like the
And was a
lips
man?
they were like really weird lips.
Yeah, it was the dude. Jason Alexander was his voice, I think.
Oh,
Really?
really?
Yeah.
And then he like had a really
George.
skinny, long beak, like
Yeah.
head. Yeah, dude, I do. I don't know if I've ever watched that. I just as soon as you said that, it popped in my-
Duckman still the same problems from Seinfeld.
Yeah. Dude, I literally haven't thought about that cartoon in like 25 years, and it just popped in my head for some reason.
I haven't either. I don't even think I would have known it was called Duckman. I just have an image of a green duck with a long, skinny beak.
Yeah. So you
He's
guys,
not all the way green. There's some gray.
So you said you got a Neil Rubenstein show coming up soon?
Yeah. I should have booked Jacob on it. Messed up on that, but you got to do it with Ben Bailey and him. So
Yeah.
you-
Well, look, so when he was coming back to the area, I was trying to get him a bunch of shows, and I hooked him up with you and another producer to get shows. And he said that the Mobile show was going to be this was while I was still at the Music Box. He's like, oh, they're going to do a competition to try to get people in, and I'm going to headline it. And I said,
Yeah.
sweet, dude, I'll just compete in the competition. I'll just ask to do that. And then I just assumed that was still happening. I never reached out to you until it was too late. But the other show was it had evolved into me featuring for him in Biloxi doing 20 minutes to me doing a 5-minute set in Gonzales, Louisiana.
No, the ups and downs of comedy right there.
That guy is insane to think I will do that.
The original thing with Neil Rubenstein was we were going to do like a open mic competition, like at the open mics, like people that can vote on who do it. And then the performance was going to be at Music Box, but we lost that open mic and Music Box closed. So literally,
Yeah,
I texted
game
Neil and he's
over.
like, I was like, I think it's my. He said, I told him that, and he was like, I think it's probably my fault. I was like, yeah, dude, you're capitalism.
Yeah, Neil's a sweetheart, man, dude. I wish we could see him again. So I might come over for that show and see him because we hung out with him.
I would say y'all could do a spot, but we've already got like fucking
I know
6
we've
or 7 people on
overbooked
it. We
this
overbooked
thing. It's
the
a
shit
school
out of it.
bus of comedians.
It's Tuesday, last minute change to somebody where they've only been doing like 3 or 4 comedy shows so far. So we just like threw on a bunch of locals that are funny. Everybody's funny. It's going to be a really fucking good show. Justin Stagner, you know that guy?
Yeah, Southern
Southern
Grandpa,
Grandpa.
right?
He's fucking funny, man. He's doing good.
I love him. He's hilarious.
Matt Johnson, you know Matt Johnson. He's fucking hilarious.
Boo.
Christian
Williams. Boo, Matt Johnson. Yeah, Christian Williams is really funny. He just moved from somewhere to here, but hell yeah. There's
He's from Columbia, South Carolina.
Yeah.
I've noticed
Where's
that you guys have taken the Pensacola approach to booking comedians where you have one headliner preceded by just a short bus of 16 other comedians.
I normally don't do that.
I try to do a mix at Cedar Street where it's like if I know I have a headliner that can do an hour, I try to do just a classic, like I have an opener, a feature, and a headliner. Someone does 10, someone does like 20, someone does 45 an hour.
No host?
Well, I mean, I'll host and do like 5 up top. You know what I mean? I try to keep it short, but the thing is, down in the besides like Corey Mack and a handful of people, there's not a lot of people that can really hold it down for a full hour on stage for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
True.
I witnessed Corey Mack do over 2 hours at this place in like rural Louisiana somewhere at this bar that we were smoking inside of, and people Corey and the other comics and some other people went into this bar that was next door to the show just to tell you what kind of place this was. And one dude looked at me and said, "A lot of colored people in there. You gotta be careful." I was like, "Dude, what the fuck?" And Corey Mack did 3 minutes or 2 hours, just shat on this one dude about how he has STDs. I guess he had met him one time, and fucking for an hour shat on this one dude about how he had STDs, and it was the funniest shit I've seen in a very long time. Corey Mack can shit on somebody for a minute.
Man, I saw him one time go off. We were at this open mic like 4 months ago in Pensacola at this place called Mugs and Jugs, and they have a drive-through liquor store. You can just pull at the window, buy liquor, and drive off. It's pretty dope.
Oh yeah.
And then inside it's this bar. But this drunk chick, she had to be like 21, 22. She was in college. She would not stop talking, and I watched Corey just destroy her for like 15 minutes. It was one of the best bashings I've ever seen in my life. Amazing.
Yeah, he's a juggernaut.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he's a killer, man. He did a show that I was hosting. I think this had to have been in 2020. This was like 4 years ago. He headlined this show, and he had the entire room captivated except for one guy who was just sitting there with his arms crossed, and he walked over by that guy and would not leave him alone for an hour and 30 minutes. He had this bit where he was talking about like girls going to the bathroom or something like that and like smelling their fingers. He like put his finger under this guy's nose. It was insane, dude.
Damn, that's funny. He gave me the opposite advice. Like after I got off stage a long time ago, because I'll sometimes get in my head when I'm on stage. I'm like, man, whatever. Like you guys don't fucking like it. And I got off stage and he's like, dude, why are you focusing on like you were killing it? Why are you focusing on one person that wasn't liking it? Yeah, and that's funny to hear that he's full of shit.
It's funny that no comedian ever follows their own advice. Like you can have a comic when you're starting out, be like, "Hey, don't ever ask the crowd how they're doing," and then they instantly go on stage and goes, "How's everybody doing out there?" Like, what the hell? Like,
my thing, dude. I ask how people are doing. Okay.
I ask what they do for work.
Where are you from? I fucking own that.
I am Matt Rife. He stole what I am.
So when are you guys gonna get Matt Rife over in Mobile?
He was here. No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he's doing the Sanger.
Yeah, okay.
He either just did it or he's about to do it.
I thought that was Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson is
Matt
Rife was in Pensacola though, wasn't he?
I don't know.
Is that what I'm thinking of?
He's around.
Well,
maybe someday we'll get him.
Do you guys get questions like that? I'm sure Zeke does because he's been producing for a long time, where someone asks you to book somebody that there's just no possible way you're ever gonna book.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Someone just will hit you, like someone will hit us up and be like, "Hey, get John Mulaney on the podcast."
Yeah, somebody asked me recently. They were like, "You know what I really love? I think it would be a great draw. I think if you could get Fortune Feimster." I'm like, oh yeah, you think so?
Look, Jacob, I told you I would stop asking you things like that. All right?
I normally have to tell people, huh?
No, go ahead, Carson.
So I normally have to tell people who the headliner is, and they're like, "Who?" And I'm like, "No, trust me, you want to be there.
Right.
It's gonna be good." Zeke
he wrote for Cat Williams' cousin.
Yes, Zeke actually was like, "Hey, I've seen that guy on TV," and I'm like, "Oh, this guy is hilarious. If you're ever standing in line with him at the gas station."
Dude, Jason messaged me not too long ago, and he told me, "Hey, have you ever heard of Andrew Scholes? I think he's funny. You should probably try to get him on the podcast."
Hey, that's a good idea, dude. I think you should probably listen to that advice.
Just completely unironically.
Yeah, dude. Joe Rogan, funny. Maybe try and get him on your pod.
He's chill.
Yeah, he's
you heard
chill.
of that guy Dave Chappell?
The white guy, yeah.
We should book Dave Chappell.
Hey, I'm a doddering old man. What can I say?
I always think about reaching out to comedians that I feel like, even though they're big, they're still cool enough that they do a smaller room. Like I feel like a Dave Attell or a Joe List.
Yeah.
If you did have like the right sponsors or money to put for it, I feel like they would do a room of like 150 people. You know what I mean? Like Doug Stanhope would or something. You know.
But see, here's my reasoning with stuff like that is like, even if you do shoot an email to someone that's huge. By law of averages, if you shoot an email to like 100 huge comedians, at least one of them is gonna say yes.
Yeah.
They won't because I've done it. I've emailed those 100 giant comedians.
I have sent a lot of unanswered emails for sure. Well, actually, I was thinking about this. One of the biggest shows that I first booked was Judah Friedlander at Blind Mule, and we were still kind of talking to him, and he was getting kind of cold feet about it, and we had not confirmed, but I just went ahead and announced. I was probably like 22, and I just went ahead and announced, and I think that scared him off, and I've not gotten back in touch with him to be like, my bad, dude. That was weird.
Dude, when he was supposed to come to the Mule, I was supposed to open for Judah Friedlander.
Were you?
And then it didn't happen, and I was crushed. I was like 19.
I was gonna say, you must have been like in the 10th grade.
I was 7 and I had a 3-year-old.
This is so wild.
Hell yeah, dude.
No, the thing that upset me the most about quarantine when there was like shows in the booked that had to get canceled. Zeke had the guy booked that plays the saxophone in the Lost Boys.
Oh yeah.
He had him booked at Blind Mule, and we had to cancel because of quarantine.
Yeah,
it broke my heart.
It was gonna be so. It was like a festival I was putting together upstairs. It was gonna be him, and then our improv noise band was gonna open for Joe Jack Talcum from the Dead Milkmen.
Yeah, the Z Report.
But they canceled all that, dude. It was
not the Z
It was
Report.
gonna be fucking rocking, dude. I made a flyer that was just a coronavirus cell, whatever, and then said "fuck coronavirus." That aged real bad, dude.
I remember I didn't even really pay because I never watched the news or anything. I'm starting to now that I'm 30, but like I'd never watched the news, especially then, and I didn't even know fucking coronavirus was happening as big as it was. And then like we played one of the shows in Mobile like 3 days before quarantine at the Blind Mule, and like half the audience, there's like 5 or 6 people there with masks. And I was like, that's weird. And then like 5 days later, have like 1,000 masks in my sock drawer. I'm like, this is crazy. I wish I could have seen the sax guy, man. That would have sent me off better into my apartment for a year.
You guys reminisce on the pandemic a little more? This is really fucking awesome.
Great.
I had to bring up the sax guy.
Dude, I would have totally been there for that show. I would have been singing along with her. I still believe. Like,
hell yeah. So we did get the guy from Lost Boys at Alabama Music Box though. And it sucks. We sold a bunch of tickets for it at Blind Mule. And then at Music Box, there was maybe 40 people to see that man there play less than that probably play the saxophone.
See, that's
all the extras
that's a
from the audience.
goddamn shame, man.
It is a damn shame, dude. I couldn't make it, so I'm just kidding. I
didn't even know about it, so I had the chance to see him, and I missed that.
You didn't know? It was a Music Box.
Yeah, you're supposed to actually, advertise shows, I've heard.
Yeah. I try, okay? I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Dude, me and Zeke have noticed this, and we don't know if we've like broken the algorithm, but we'll share all of our flyers for our shows that we're producing. We go back and look like 2 days later, and only we have liked each other's flyers. It's like they don't exist.
We're just yelling at each other from the same room.
It's the same thing with this podcast. Like, I think I've just broken the algorithm at this point from just posting like about the show, whenever an episode releases, and I'll put it out, and it's like I look at the insights on it, and it's like you've reached 15 accounts. I'm like, what the fuck, man? We got like 1,200 people that like
and you guys have been steadily putting out some good shit for a while now.
Yeah, I mean,
it's so depressing, dude. I'm gonna kill myself.
We've got like 1,200 people that have liked the podcast on Facebook, and then I make a post and like 10 people see it. I'm like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. So Mobile, it's so weird. Like I had this I'd still do it every once in a while. The bartenders doing comedy show where it's a bunch of bartenders from downtown Mobile doing comedy for their first time, doing the first 5 minutes. And I sold 200 tickets in like a month. And then I have somebody like Todd Barry, or we had Rory Scovel in a 100-seater room, and he didn't sell out. I think we sold like 98 out of 100 tickets. And we did standing room for these fucking bartenders. It's just ridiculous, man.
Mobile's just everybody. There's such creatures of habit down here that it's like they have their favorite bar that they hang out at every night with the same group of friends, and they don't want to break that habit. So like, even if something cool's happening, it's like, maybe. Right.
It's the same here. It's no different. And I think it's like that everywhere too. I think in order to get people out to the shows like that, I think you got to be like in a major market that people hunt out new things to do. But for the most part,
if I don't get at least 130 people to come to this Brian Posehn show, you guys might not ever see me
Well, I'd say Panama City and Lafayette, they're like fucking civilians support their comedy scene so much. Like you go to Panama City, even the smallest open mic, it's like
I mean, the producers in both those towns are great, but also they're fucking like Jason Hedden started fucking humping it, and he is selling out everything. Like he's crushing it. It seems like such a quick turnaround, but I mean, he's probably doing shit I'm not doing that I don't know, that I've never tried. But I need to start filming myself more. He does that a lot. Maybe that helps. He does like from the golf course. He'll just film himself like, come out to the show tonight.
Gotta get the local news involved.
That's
when
true.
You have the local news
true.
on your side, you can do anything in a small
Doesn't
town.
help, Bubba. Let me tell you. It does not help. Dude, there is the
younger. He's like, I've done it all. It doesn't work.
The last time I was on the local news, I got up I had to be there at 8 a.m. before work at WXXV all the way in Gulfport. I work in Ocean Springs to go do this segment where they interview us about comedy shows or whatever. And then I'm on the news at 5 o'clock, turn it on at work. And it's just me and Patty Dwyer standing there with Patty talking. And they cut out everything about my show.
Oh my God.
Yeah. They left everything in about her show and cut out mine.
Were you just like maybe like an ass? Was your done? Your dick was hanging out or something?
I don't know, dude. I think they were just like, oh, she brought her little autistic friend. That's nice. That's cute. We're gonna
Plus, I don't think I don't think anybody under like 65 watches like local news.
I don't know. In Mobile, if you make it on Studio 10 for like that one day, you're like you go back to work and everyone's like, hey, you looked good on Studio 10.
It's because in the thing from the Tonight Show and shit, where they post a bunch of clips of everything online, and that's where that's where the local news really gets out, is on Facebook. Not Instagram. They don't do Instagram.
We need another leprechaun. That's what.
Well, even then, like last year, it was actually about a year ago yesterday, we were doing this huge, my band was doing this huge concert down at Point Cadet in Biloxi, and Non-Point was the headliners, and they did this big news story, and apparently I was on camera. Oh, well, yeah, actually it was. We were there, and my singer was doing a interview, and like the only person I heard say anything about it was my mom. She was like, I saw you on the news. You look good. I'm like,
oh man.
Nobody else saw it or anything. Like
you
nobody
didn't
else
even
said
see
shit.
it. You're like, supposedly I was on the news.
I didn't even see it.
I was on the news once testing the Iraq War when I was 10 years old because my grandpa would pay me $1 to hold a sign and protest with him in a park.
Dude,
and I ended up on the news.
Hell yeah, that's smart, man. If you're trying to make a point, give a kid $1.
And my other grandpa was pissed. He was like, "You don't have to believe everything that he's telling you," and all this stuff. I was like, "I just want the $1."
In it for the money,
exactly.
Yeah. If you were smarter, you would have been like, "Well, for $5, I'll put the sign down."
Oh, that's so true.
Damn, dude, you fucking idiot.
For $5, I'll wear a Bush T-shirt and walk around
with the sign protesting the Iraq War.
So I made
I got $6.
Dude, I'm crushing it.
Hell yeah, dude. That's more money than I have right now.
You know, kid.
I'd hate to see what 10-year-old Carson would do for $10.
Oh my god,
dude. Honestly, yeah, probably like eat some weird. I was very like needed attention as a child, so I was the kid that I was obsessed with Jackass, like Steve-O and stuff. So already in the 5th or 6th grade, I was like one of those kids. I was like, I have to do the oldest thing to get everyone's heads to turn and pay attention to me. Like,
and he's built like an ostrich, so you know he was breaking bones, right?
I used to do okay. I'll tell you what. I used to do this one weird thing to freak all the guys out after PE. I would run to the bathroom first because everyone would go in 8th grade to like put on deodorant, and I would pull my boxers and my shorts all the way into my ass crack like a thong. And I would bend over the sink and put my hand over my face like this. And then they would walk in and everybody would be like, oh my God. And they'd storm out of the bathroom and I would just laugh. And now I realize that all my friends in 8th grade were like, he's totally going to be gay, dude. He's totally gay.
Speaking of Jackass, Steve-O's like still doing stuff. And I heard on a podcast. You know, the Impractical Jokers, they have a cruise that they do every year. Well, apparently this year Steve-O was booked to do stuff for the Impractical Jokers cruise. And apparently he was on stage and he was starting a bomb. So he just pulled his pants down and pissed in his own mouth in front of everybody. I'm like, dude.
Oh my God.
Like, and then that turned his around, dude. That is a big risk to take when you're already bombing.
Half the audience just got up and left.
That's what makes someone a legend right there. Like,
yeah, but he's like over 50 now. Like, no way should you still be doing
shit.
That's still a thing.
That shows you how much he cares, man, because he was just on a cruise. Like, it wasn't going to get back to anybody. They were in fucking uncharted waters. And he was like, you know what, dude? I'm going to fucking turn this around. Also, the aim, dude. Way to go, Steve.
My friend Sawyer went and saw him at the Sanger in Mobile last year, and he said that they would go to the screen and show videos that he had like pre-shot for his performance, and one of them was him skydiving on a plane while just jerking off completion in the middle of the air. Like, what?
Dude, I gotta see this show. I gotta find him. That can't be the first time that he's peed in his own mouth. The fact that it worked.
Oh, I'm sure that's not the worst thing he's ever done in his own mouth. Like, that's
no way.
But I guess he probably whipped it out that quick though. He like knows how his piss tastes, and he's like, you know, this is not anything new for me. So
but how is that your go-to thing when you're starting a bomb? You're just like, all right,
it's like crowd work. It's like his version of crowd work.
I don't care how not pee shy you can be. There's no way you can just whip your dick out in public in front of 500 people and piss off like that. Like, this dude's a superhero.
It probably crossed his mind like, man, I have to pee. I've got 45 minutes left. Dude, go ahead and do this.
What improv skills?
Dude, I'm pee shy if there's a mirror in the bathroom, much less being on stage in front of other humans.
Well, when you conquer your mirror fear, then you can start practicing in the mirror, peeing in your mouth.
That's what I'm going to do. If you ever let me open up for somebody over in Mobile, I'm just going to, as soon as I get on stage, I'll whip it out and piss in my own mouth.
I'll let you go for Brian Posehn just doing that. You just get 30 seconds up there.
I'll have to practice so I can start learning how to
just wish we could bring Houdini into the future so we could see that performance.
What Krangus would do if I went to the open mic at the juke joint and just whipped it out and pissed.
He would either really love it or really not. There's no in between.
The crowd would most likely hate it. They'd end up calling it the puke joint.
Crowd?
Yeah.
What crowd?
The other comics.
Crowd at an open mic? Blasphemy.
My dad just brought my son home from baseball practice. We're talking about how Steve-O pissed in his mouth, in his own mouth.
He's sober. He's a
sober man. This is my dad, and just brought my son home from baseball.
Oh, nice.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, he's doing this shit and he's sober now. So, like...
yeah, he did that completely. That's insane.
Maybe he can still taste a little bit of drugs in his own pee. That's why he does it.
I think it's out in a month. I think he's messed up on that one.
I don't know.
But we're getting pretty close to the end of the episode, everybody. We got about 4 minutes left. So, gentlemen, thank you for hanging out with us on this episode. Tell everybody what's going on over in Mobile, the shows you got coming up, and where they can follow everything.
Oh, he's pulling this thing up.
He's pulling his thing out. He's going to pee on camera?
Yeah, he's going to do it. He's going to end it up. He's going to end it up.
My tribute to my first comedy hero.
We have Neil Rubenstein coming up on March 27th. And then I have Mike Kaplan at the Merry Widow on 420. And then the rest of it hasn't been announced, but I mean, got Steve Byrne coming in June.
Love Steve.
Steve Byrne. Oh, yeah, dude. He's funny. Shropshire Collective, dude. Shout out Shropshire Collective. We're playing our first show in a while in Pensacola tomorrow. We're start gigging a bunch with the music stuff. So
we have an album out on Spotify called For the Children.
Roll Tide.
The Roll Tide's in parentheses. We have Neil Rubenstein coming up April 28th I have we have Gale MzUnderstood headlining at Cedar Street Social, and May 22nd we have Dan Alten, the great Dan Alten, headlining at Cedar Street Social in Mobile, and I'll actually be in Biloxi, Mississippi on March 30th.
Ooh.
Hey,
I don't know where, but I'll figure that out.
he's just gonna be there gambling.
Yeah, he's just gonna.
Oh, I don't know. I don't gamble.
So what's the where can everybody find all this stuff at?
Oh, you can follow Whippersnapper Comedy or Carson Taylor on Facebook, and Carson Taylor Comedy on Instagram, or Whippersnapper Comedy on Instagram.
And then Mobiles Comedy on Facebook, Mobiles_comedy, no apostrophe, on Instagram, Shropshire Collective on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, if it's still a thing. I actually just went to go put a TikTok on today, and the first thing that opened up was sign this petition to keep TikTok. And I was like, honestly, dude, one less thing to have to promote on, and more on the other things that I'm better at promoting on. Sounds great to me. Like
Instagram's kind of just become Facebook and TikTok all in one anyway. So it's like I mainly just do stuff on Instagram for the most part.
Shropshire Collective on all the other ones. ShropshireCollective.com. Buy some merch. We're so poor. We owe Google a lot of money.
And we have like 10 music videos out. Look out for an 11th one we have coming out called Shimmy Neutron.
Neutron, you heard it here, folks.
In a month.
Well, awesome. Jacob, what do you got coming up?
Man, we've got some good stuff coming up on the podcast. We are finishing out our month with Patrick Sisk at the end of the month. And next month, we've got a whole gambit. We've got local comedians, regional headliners, national headliners, and we have so much bonus content over there on that dang old Patreon. Get in it at patreon.com/OM podcast. For as little as $1 a month, you can see me get tased. You can see me eat hot sauce. You can see me eat raw eggs and Vegemite. I'm doing a lot of bad stuff over there.
Can we see you eat a salad?
No. We did do a challenge. Do you remember the challenge,
Yeah,
Jason?
I actually made
vegetables?
Jacob eat vegetables once, and it didn't go
Were
well.
they raw or were they cooked?
Oh
They
no,
were cooked.
I roasted some.
I bet they were good.
No, I roasted some. What were they? Brussels sprouts, and I made you some sausage and peppers.
Okay, I'm sure your okay. So your stomach was like, all right, a little bit in there with the sausage and the hot sauce.
It was turkey sausage, to be fair.
Oh, there you go.
A little
That's
healthier
healthy.
for him.
Heck yeah, the snack that smiles back, turkey sausage.
It's the challenge that got me closest to vomiting was that one, not the raw eggs or the hot sauce
Crazy.
or the Vegemite.
Is that real? Is that true?
Yes,
You're
that's
telling me
true.
right now? Oh my god!
I almost vomited.
Oh man, dude, you need to drink some water.
I do a bit about people like you where I say y'all have the diet imaginary friend. Like it's just, what are you eating?
Well, yeah, do what Jacob says and go over to patreon.com/OpenMicersPodcast. And we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys again for hanging out with us. And we'll have you back on the show in another 100 episodes. Have you guys back on again.
Sounds good. We'll be on time that time.
Yeah. But if
I'll
you
already
wanna-
have Zoom downloaded.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Make sure, you got like another year and a half to make sure you got Zoom updated.
Hit that Psyduck bong, and you can go there right now.
By then we'll have booked Joe Rogan, Dave Chappell. So
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna be on Good Morning Cincinnati.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys want to email us at openmicerspodcast@gmail.com. Go to Linktr.ee/OpenMicersPodcast. That takes you everywhere you need to go. All the socials, the website, the Patreon. Oh, there goes the light. The Patreon, all that's over at Linktr.ee/OpenMicersPodcast. Thank you all for hanging out with us. We love you, and we will see you all next week.
There's an open mic. This podcast, the light was like the light. Open mic.
They waited until the podcast was over to turn the light on.
I thought it was.
You had 1 minute left.
That's what I was pointing at back there. I said it would have been like really bad backlit, wouldn't it have been? I don't know.
No, it would have been so much better.
That looks like we were kidnapped in a garage with that light on.
I
That
said
was
something
terrible.
about. Yeah, I said something about it. That's what I was pointing at. Hold on, right there. That's the light right there.
All right. Well,
No,
I'm
I
gonna
was
go
talking
ahead and-
about the whole light that just came on.
Yeah, it was that one.
Thank you all for watching on YouTube, and we will see you all next week.